The mare's leg. This is a term for the customized, shortened Winchester Model 1892. It's become a bit of a Hollywood legendary firearm, adding flash to several tough guy or girl characters in the Western genre. The gun was first made famous by Steve McQueen's character Josh Randall in the series Wanted, Dead or Alive, though the weapon was first seen before this in the TV series Trackdown from the late 1950s.
You got a name for that? Well, I call it a mare's leg. Kind of like a hog's leg, only not quite so mean. But big, isn't it? I get it.
It was this single episode that inspired the spin-off Wanted, Dead or Alive, where the mare's leg would basically become a co-star of the whole production. Sometimes the weapon is referred to after McQueen's character, being called the Winchester Randall, or Randall Special.
You make a move and I'll open you from the scalp down.
Now listen, I wasn't on his side.
You didn't move far to prove it.
But don't kill me, please.
Okay, big man.
The weapon was custom designed by Kenny Von Dutch Howard, an artist and gunsmith. The barrel was cut down to at least 12 inches, and most of the buttstock was removed. This allowed for the mare's leg to be worn on a large leg holster, and used with one hand, which is rather convenient for dramatic use of the weapon while filming.
You men don't seem to understand.
Interestingly, the gun is chambered in .44-40, but for even more dramatic effect, as if the gun wasn't already dramatic enough, larger .45-70 rounds are worn on McQueen's belt.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
McQueen uses the gun frequently as a one-handed prop to express himself in every episode. The large lever loop allows for liberal use of the weapon without fingers getting twisted or stuck. The large loop also lends itself to the popular Hollywood extravagance of the spin cock.
Now do you understand?
Spin cocking has been around in cinema for a very long time. John Wayne first did it with a Winchester 1892 in Stagecoach from 1939, and again in True Grit. Spin cocking was again made famous by Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2, this time using a Winchester 1887 shotgun, also sawn down like the mare's leg. Interestingly, several real and fake variants of the gun were used while filming, including versions without the enlarged lever loop. While Arnold was learning to spin cock the gun, he accidentally attempted this with one of the shotguns without the enlarged lever loop, and nearly broke 3 fingers. Of course, spin cocking as a method for cocking is not really a safe practice, even though a round isn't fully chambered until you fully run the lever. It's just good practice to be in control of where your barrel is pointed at all times. It also puts strain on the moving components of the gun. But don't let old Johnny poop on your party if spin cocking is your thing. It does look cool, at least.
I'm the party pooper.
It should also be noted that spin cocking, or flip cocking shown here, the terms are often interchangeable, can dump a round right out of the chamber onto the ground on many unmodified lever-action rifles. Something further to consider.
Down those stairs, Ferris.
Are there any advantages to the mare's leg configuration? Well, obviously it's going to be more comfortable and concealable to carry around over a regular rifle. It's also going to be easier to use in a confined setting. McQueen's frequently ambushing people from behind doors with it. Used outside or at range, however, it's not a very stable platform for accuracy, as the stock is basically non-existent. So it's mostly fired from the hip, or one-handed on TV.
You mean that shot?
Yeah, that shot.
Well, it wasn't bad, but it's nothing I haven't done with a bad hangover in 30 different dive towns across the West.
Oh, is that right?
That's exactly right.
Caliber-wise, there's no real advantage to the mare's leg. There were pistols at the time available in the same .44-40 cartridge. The .44-40 was popular for Winchester rifles, so manufacturers like Colt and Smith & Wesson offered pistols in this caliber, which was really convenient for anyone wanting to share ammunition between a rifle and a pistol. Smith & Wesson made the Model 3 in .44-40. Colt also offered their single-action army in .44-40, called the Colt Frontier. The mare's leg does have a longer barrel than these pistols, but the same ammunition capacity at 6 rounds. And though the mare's leg can be operated single-handedly due to the enlarged lever, this design slows down its potential maximum rate of fire. Lever actions can otherwise be blazing fast, Chuck Connors from the Rifleman, for example, uses a modified trigger, set to fire each time the weapon is cocked.
You've done something with that trigger, haven't you?
That's right. Fires automatically each time you cock the lever.
My, for pretty sake.
Though unmodified lever action models can be both safer and faster in the right hands. Today these guns remain popular, though there have been certain legal complications in producing Mare's legs, particularly if the firearm is built by shortening the barrel of an already existing firearm. As such, many companies, rather than shortening Winchester rifles, have produced variants as original productions, classifying them as handguns. So there are some interesting variants on the market, if you're wanting to look as cool as Steve McQueen.
If I wear this thing and there's some nearsighted joker might take me for you.
That's right.
Alright, I'm Johnny. Thanks for watching this little video on the Mare's leg. Hope you have a nice rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.
Who'll I say wants to see him? Just tell him a man came by to find out if he cleaned his